Hey guys, this is Frozen Wish Studios here, and welcome back to another video. And since I did my top 10 best movies of 2025 list, it's only fitting that I do the absolute opposite. My top 10 worst movies of 2025. And boy, were there some real stinkers this year. Now, thankfully, yes, the best movies of 2025 did overshadow the worst movies of 2025. And the vast majority of these movies that I'm going to be talking about are not worth, you know, are not worth talking a lot about. So expect this to be a significantly shorter video than my best movies of 2025. This, and I mean it. It's not like I tell you, oh, this is gonna be a short video, and then it turns out to be long. But yeah, although I don't really think about the truly awful movies of 2025 that much. That doesn't change the fact that there are some true stinkers to come out this year. And I will say that I only saw 15 0 out of 5s, and that's actually quite less than the previous years, but they're still bad enough for me to pretty much make a list talking about what I think are the absolute worst. So without further ado, here are my worst movies of 2025. Now, before I get into the actual list, I have 5 honorable mentions. And my honorable mentions are The Woman in the Yard, Flight Risk, Kinda Pregnant, The Unbreakable Boy, and Bride Hard. These all suck hard, but they're better than the 10 films. So, yeah. Coming in number 10 is Shadow Force or Shadow Fuck You, whatever you want to call it. Now, um, now I will say, if this was a Netflix release, if this was a straight to Netflix film, I wouldn't have hated this as much. But the biggest problem with this movie to me is that it released in theaters, and this feels like a pure straight to Netflix slop. I'm sorry, but how did this get a theatrical release? And I mean, a theatrical film worldwide. This premise screams Netflix action. Like, let me read this plot synopsis to you. Kyra and Isaac were once the leaders of a multinational special forces group called Shadow Force. They broke the rules by falling in love, and in order to protect their son, they go underground. With a large bounty on their heads and the vengeful Shadow Force hot on their trail, one family's fight becomes all war. Yeah, if that doesn't tell you this sounds like a Netflix action movie, I don't know what else will. And my God, this was such a painful watch. There's nothing good, nothing exciting, and nothing fun about this one. Kerry Washington and Omar Sy are bland. Mark Strong is a bland villain. Like, say what you want about Dr. Sivana from Shazam, but I take him any day over whatever the fuck villain Mark Strong played in this one. And my God, the action scenes, some of the most boring as fuck action scenes ever. Yeah, and there's nothing about this movie. Like, the production value is so cheap as hell. I'll never get over the fact that this what anyone would think this is worthy enough of a theatrical release. I'm sorry, but in a year where we had films like Frankenstein, Wake Up Dead Man, and especially K-pop Demon Hunters, yeah, how did this get a theatrical release? Theatrical release, but those three didn't. Oh, and by the way, I should mention as well, Davine Joy Randolph is in this one. I'm sorry, Davine, you were in the Holdovers. You won an Oscar for that film. Come on, like, do better. Like seriously. So yeah, moving on. Coming in number 9 is The Strangers Chapter 2. I know you are probably expecting this movie to be higher on the list. And yes, I will agree with most people that The Strangers Chapter 2 is worse. It is even worse than the first one. But it just didn't. it just didn't make me as upset as the next eight films. Yeah, but yeah, what can I say? This movie was absolutely pointless. Like you know it's bad when even I forgot to watch this. Like I was. I mean, this movie came out already came on VOD. I was gonna watch it. I was gonna watch it online, but then I was like, I'm gonna watch this movie, and I forget about it. Yeah, that speaks volumes as to how bad this franchise is. I don't actually even think the first two Stranger films are that bad, but why even split this final Strangers chapter into three parts? All this movie is basically just one long boring car chase where and the killings. But here's the thing: the kills are done off fucking screen. Yeah. And yes, I mean the plot does make an attempt to be different, but I mean, the best that this movie could offer is that it wants to make us have us know about the strangers. I mean, isn't the point of this franchise? I mean, isn't the whole point of this franchise? The strangers themselves are just there, like with no reason. Like that's why it's called the strangers, because you're getting attacked by somebody by killers who you know nothing about. This movie basically ruins the whole point of the strangers. And and even as someone who doesn't really care about this whole franchise to begin with, you're not supposed to know anything about the franchise. I mean about the killers. I will say that Madeline Petch, she's I don't hate her in this one. I mean I don't care about her either, but still. So yeah. Coming in number eight is the twit, or sorry, rather the twats. Yeah, yeah. You guys are gonna be seeing a series of shitty animated movies, because I always have a bad animated movies of. I mean, my worst of the year lists are tend to be bombarded with animated movies, and they're for a good reason. This movie is the absolute worst Roald Dahl movie, or at least one of the worst Roald Dahl movies ever. Like, I did not even expect this movie to be on my worst movies of the year list, but fuck me. Like, I didn't even think that this was going to be an abomination. Like, seriously, I don't know anything about the Roald Dahl book that this is based on, but I mean, I believe people when they say that this is not faithful to the book, because I mean, there is no way that Roald Dahl would make something like this. Roald Dahl's books are actually more mature than you think. Even if his style of writing, it definitely appeals to kids. The way that Roald Dahl presents his stories are very mature, not very babyish like this one. Like I mean, the animation is so bad, and don't give me that. Oh, but Frozen, it's a Netflix movie. It's not meant to be gorgeous. When you freaking made K-pop Demon Hunters, don't give me that shitty excuse. Like Netflix, you're better than this, and the fact that you went from K-pop Demon Hunters to this piece of shit. Oh, by the way, guys, it's such a coincidence that this and K-pop Demon Hunters are number eight on the best and worst list of the year. What a coincidence. And this movie is so inconsistent on what the animation style it wants to use. There's like so many different animation styles it's trying to experiment on, and it's not even cohesive at all. Like it doesn't even it's so inconsistent. And the two main villain characters, Mr. and Mrs. Twit. I mean, I know for a fact that they're supposed to be, evil. They're not supposed to be, so cool and hip with a young crowd. And that is my biggest pet peeve with animation. Stop trying to be so cool and hip with a young crowd. Also, I one thing I know about the book is that Mr. and Mrs. Twit hate each other. But in this film, their chemistry, they have no problem with each other. They don't argue, and they work together so well. That is not their characters to begin with. Oh, and also the film invents new characters and gives them more screen time than Mr. and Mrs. Twit. I'm sorry, but wow, just wow. Yeah, and also I feel bad for Emilia Clarke and Natalie Portman. They don't deserve to be in this one. And yeah, and Emilia Clarke, stop being in animated films. You clearly cannot voice act. Yeah, I still remember Emilia Clarke was in another bad animated movie. I think it's the one with a giant cat in it. I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't even remember the title, and I don't even want to bother trying. Cause there should be some animated movies. Oh shit! I remember now. The Amazing Maurice. Yeah, Maurice. Yeah, that's the title. How the fuck did I remember that all of a sudden? Coming number seven is Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Road Trip. Ah, why the fuck is there a sequel to Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day? I mean, I thought that movie was bad, but now I will say as though at least there is something to I like about this movie. At least Alexander, the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day has one, and I mean one good thing about that movie, and that is the cameo of Mary Mouser, aka Samantha LaRusso from Cobra Kai. Yeah, but I still give that movie. That movie still 0 out of 10, 0 out of 5, by the way. But with Alexander the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Road Trip, this movie is even worse. Like, and yes, serious. And also, yeah, I got mentioned as well. This is the worst Disney movie of the year, without a doubt. If you think Snow White is the worst movie, is the worst Disney movie of the year, I dare you to watch this shit because this movie is so bad that it'll make you apologize to Snow White. And if you think this is better than Snow White, then you're fucking lying to yourself. Yeah, and where do I start with this? This is basically another Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Long Haul. Except honestly, it's just as bad as Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Long Haul, like the 2017 infamous one. Like the road trip is basically just every single other family friendly road trip, like Mitchell's versus the Machines, and Sonic the Hedgehog, what else, Hop, it's basically those ones. And yeah, and oh my god, this movie is so boring. Oh, like and also there's like this whole curse that just feels out of place, like as in curse, as in the fantasy curse. It's not like the first one where the curse is basically just Alexander wishing for his family to get cursed on his birthday and like that, and like that. But yeah, this movie tries to have fantasy elements to it. It was so out of place. Oh, and also this movie just copies the message of the first one, where you have a bad day, but you can still make it out to be good. Like it's just so repetitive, and they just rob that message down our throats. Oh, and also this movie is so preachy with its message of embracing your Mexican heritage, and like yeah, these characters are Mexican, so this movie has to just hammer it down our throats that these characters are Mexican. Like, oh my god, we get it. Okay, I mean I have no problem with diversity, but don't keep telling the audience that they're Mexican. That's not how it works. And oh my goodness, Alexander, this movie. Oh, I hate him so much. He is a bratty, bitchy character. All he does is whine and whine and whine and whine. Like, yeah, and he gets on my nerves. Yeah, yeah, seriously. Also, it's hard to believe that Alexander is a main character because he feels like a side character who pretends to be a main character. So, yeah. And yeah, this movie just, oh my god. Moving on. Coming in number six is the most hated movie of 2025, and for good reasons, War of the Worlds. Yes, I know you guys are like, oh, Frozen, how is this not your worst movie? How is this not higher up on the list? Now, the reason why War of the Worlds is not higher on the list is because at least this movie is irritatingly bad, but good grief. It's crazy how absolutely no one has heard of this movie when it first came out, and now and because a few critics just spoke out saying that, oh, this is one of the worst things humans, one of the worst movies ever made. People decided to watch this movie and see how bad it is. Personally, I was going to personally I was actually going to skip this one, but the internet just made me watch this one, and I guess it was enjoyable, but yeah, this movie is absolutely laughably bad. From the dialogue to Ice Cube's performance and the story decisions, and it's like The Room, but just worse made. Like the idea of alien invasion meets searching. This is already a wrong premise because when the world is in danger and the world is about to end, you shouldn't be in your computer room just watching over people. Like what the fuck? And the whole movie is basically just Ice Cube's character just sitting in a computer office and trying to act like the king of the world, watching over people. And and my goodness, the line deliveries, like, this role is way too demanding for Ice Cube, and so when it comes to sense of urgency, it just comes off as funny. And of course, let's not get started with you, you. Oh my goodness, you like come on. Oh, and also the plot twist of the movie. It take all you had to do to stop the alien invasion is order an Amazon delivery package. Yeah, fuck off movie. All right, now moving on to the top five. Coming in number five is Sneaks. Now I know you're probably gonna think that every single movie in my top five are all animated kids movies. Spoiler, but there is one adult movie on the top five. But I'll get to it when I get to it. But yeah, Sneaks. Oh my God, this is the most boring movie of the year. But I mean, by boring, it could have been higher up on the list, but it's only a number five because I think it is harmless in comparison to all the others. But Jeebus, this movie is just so boring and like I'm sorry, but this the fact that this movie is about talking shoes. How the fuck can anybody relate and connect with talking shoes? That's the reason why I don't like the Cars franchise because you cannot connect with talking cars. And the premise of this movie is the items desire to have a human owner, thinking humans are going to treat them well, but the main character freaks out as he discovers the owner's purpose of using the items. Yeah, this movie is a fucking Sausage Party ripoff. And yes, I still defend Sausage Party to this day. I think Sausage Party is a clever movie. But also, this movie is just so unoriginal. Not only does it rip off Sausage Party, but it takes elements from other various animated movies, like Toy Story, where the sneakers would freeze whenever a human character comes near them. Oh, and also the sneakers would reveal themselves to us talking things to the villain, and the villain of the movie is a robot with human hands. Yeah. Oh, and also the main storyline of the main sneakers other pair going missing and must venture to New York City to find. Oh man, what a boring story. And also the sneakers just go around New York City doing cool shit, trying to be so cool and hip with a young crowd. Again, my biggest pet peeves with kids movies. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna forget about this movie. Oh, and did I mention as well how ugly the animation is? Yeah, fuck off, Sneaks. Coming in number four is the SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants. Oh, and by the way, guys, I actually have plans to do an extreme rant on this movie because it deserves one. But I also do plan on doing a redo extreme epic rant on the Saving Bikini Bottom the Sandy Cheeks movie. Yeah, but my goodness. How the fuck does this movie have a higher rating than Avatar Fire and Ash? Did the Avatar haters pay critics to give it a higher rating? Well, hey, at least a lot of fans say this movie is bad. 2.5 out of 5 on Letterboxd. Yeah, that is bad. And yeah, well deserved. At least this movie has its haters because this movie is absolute dog shit. And I seriously do not understand what people like about this at all. At fucking all. And don't get me wrong, I am a SpongeBob fan, but I just fucking hate modern SpongeBob. Modern SpongeBob is not real SpongeBob to me, and I don't even want to acknowledge the fact that it's canon. And seriously, where's the classic SpongeBob feels that y'all claim this movie have? Like, when you tell me that this is just as good as classic SpongeBob, then you are basically insulting the works of Steven Hillenburg because this movie is a huge slap in the face to just Stephen Hillenburg's works in general. And yeah, this movie is everything wrong with modern SpongeBob and has some of the things wrong with animated movies in today in general. And I think this the biggest person to blame for this movie's disastrousness is Derek Drymon, the same director as the worst movie of 2022, Hotel Transylvania Transformania. Oh, like, and the things that Derek Drymon pulled off out of his knees in Hotel Transylvania 4, they're all in this one. Like, innuendo jokes, liar reveal cliche, and all that bullshit. And yeah, this movie, the story of this movie is basically just a rehash of everything that came before. Like, Mr. Krabs sees SpongeBob as a kid, and SpongeBob wants to prove that he's more mature. And and the message of this movie is that it's okay to feel like a kid. It's not literally the first movie, and you got a road trip movie, which is basically every other SpongeBob movie except the second one. Second one as well, the pirate villain, the prologue. Yeah, this movie also takes elements from the second one. And the 3D animation. Oh my fucking god. Movie, will you stop? Like Nickelodeon, will you stop giving this franchise the 3D treatment? I don't hate 3D animation. You've seen me defend 3D a lot, but SpongeBob is supposed to be in 2D. 2 fucking D. Yeah, I'll talk more about this one when I get around to with doing an extreme rant. But I just want to get this whole video over with. Coming in number 3 is Fear Street Prom Queen, the worst horror movie of the year. Oh my goodness. This movie gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse the more I think about it. And I hate the fact that this movie exists in the first place. But fuck me. If you thought the Strangers Chapter 2 was bad, let me tell you right now, this movie makes the Strangers Chapter 2 look like sinners in comparison. Now, the reason why this movie is so high up on the list is because of how much it made me upset, especially as a fan of the Fear Street trilogy, the real Fear Street movies. Like, where do I get started with this? Like, I'm especially a fan of Fear Street 1978. Fear Street 1978 is, yeah, that is my favorite live action Netflix movie of all time, and I love the fact that, Sadie Sink is in it, and the Fear Street movie perfectly concluded with Fear Street 1666. Why the fuck would you make another Fear Street movie? And this just feels like it came out of nowhere. And yes, but this movie is a huge fucking insult to Fear Street. This is not Fear Street. It just steals the name of Fear Street, but what it is a generic slasher movie that makes references to the Fear Street trilogy, but actually it's not in line with it. The kills are boring, lame. They don't try to be creative, and it's basically a Mean Girls, a horror parody of Mean Girls. Yeah, why don't you just call this Mean Girls the horror movie instead of Fear Street? Why don't you put the name Mean Girls in this one? And the characters, well, I do not know these characters, and this movie does nothing. Like, oh man, I miss Ziggy, Sadie Sink's character. These characters do not hold a line with Sadie Sink. And maybe Ariana Greenblatt could have at least brought in some decency with this, but she only had one fucking scene where she gets killed off screen. Wow, just wow. Oh, and also I feel bad for Ella Rubin. She wasn't in Anora. Seriously. And yeah, but you want to know what really fucking pisses me off the most? The fucking killers of this movie. Like the killers of this movie. I'm gonna spoil the shit out of this one because you shouldn't even watch this movie. The killers of this movie are the parents of the protagonist, and you want to know what their motivations are? Their motivations, they kill other students who are contenders for the prom queen, so that they can make their daughters prom queen. And honestly, guys, I'm gonna say this right now: the parents in this movie are the worst villains of the film. Oh my goodness! Maybe if this wasn't attached to the Fear Street trilogy, this would have been a little lower in the list. But the fact that this movie had to just take shits all over a horror trilogy that I love, I'm a fan of, just makes this qualify for being in the top three. And this is certainly one of the worst horror movies I have ever seen in my life, and one of the worst Netflix movies ever made. Period. Fuck this movie. Coming in number two is the most overrated movie of the year and the most overrated movie ever. The live action remake of How to Train Your Dragon. Ugh. What in the fuck do people see in this one? Oh, it's not a Disney movie, so it's automatically a good live action remake. No, like I actually now I know you guys are surprised that this is not number one on the list. I did give this movie a rewatch a few months ago, and yes, I will admit that it is not the worst movie of the year, but I still fucking hate this movie. This is literally a shot for shot remake of the original that doesn't even try to do anything new. It is lazy to the core. It is the definition of lazy filmmaking at its finest. Like, there's nothing to like about this one. The story, Larry, there's no script. It's basically just chat GPT. The actors suck. They feel like cosplayers and don't fit the roles. I mean, Mason Thames looks like a cosplay of Hiccup. And the last said about Nico Parker's as Astrid the bear. Like, now I'm not being racist here, but Nico Parker just feels more like Heather, from the How to Train Your Dragon TV series than Astrid. Maybe if Nico Parker played Heather, I would have been fine with it, but she's fucking Astrid. You know who should have been Astrid? McKenna Grace. She's perfect as Astrid. But yeah, and yeah, just fucking why the CGI shit. Yeah, the CGI is terrible, and yes, even Toothless has terrible CGI. I don't care what anyone says. And uh, and the last up, and you know what? I'm done even thinking about this remake. I still stand by the fact that this is the worst remake ever made, the worst live action remake. It makes all the Disney live action remakes look like the West Side Story remake from Spielberg in comparison. I hate everything about this movie. And yeah, fuck this movie. Fuck Dean DeBloy for becoming a shitty director now. Fuck Universal and DreamWorks for this, and fuck the people who praise this movie. I'm sorry, but I don't fucking get it. And yes, I respect your opinion, but still, just fuck you for bashing my opinion. By the way. And my number one worst movie of 2025 is a tie between Smurfs and Gabby's Dollhouse the movie. Ugh. Now, the only reason I decided to put both of them as a tie is because for the life of me, I cannot decide which of these two is worse. But I'm not even gonna bother explaining, going into in depth as to why these two suck ass. I'm just gonna talk about them, both of them, and what they have in common and why they're tied in the list. Number one, they're both baby movies. They're made for literal toddlers. Number two, they're everything wrong with kids' movies today. Number three, they look ugly and cheap as fuck. Number four, they're musicals with some of the most horrible songs ever created, ever known to mankind. Number five, they copy other kids' movies in existence. And yeah, I can go on and on and on. Now, if you were to ask me which I think is slightly worse, I'll say on reflection, Smurfs is objectively worse because I think it is just a worse made movie, and it's basically the definition of soulless kid pandering garbage. I'm not sure if I'd actually put Smurfs above Gabby's Dollhouse the movie. I would have to rethink about that, but yeah. And as for you, Gabby's Dollhouse the movie, congratulations for being the worst DreamWorks movie of the year. I never thought this would happen, but actually it did, and it's honestly just as bad as the Trolls trilogy. So yeah, now if you want more in depth as to why I hate both movies with a burning passion, go check out my extreme epic rants on them on my channel. I'm just already getting tired of shitting on these movies, so I'll end it right here. Smurfs and Gabby's Dollhouse the movie are both tied as the worst movies of 2025. Woo! Thank God it's all over. So also for my top 10 worst movies of 2025 list, what is your list? Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for more videos to come. And oh yeah, my next video will be my top 10 least anticipated movies of 2026. Bye guys.